You don't just start a business. You have to understand the business that you're going into first. That's our topic for today. Have you ever watched someone start a business full of excitement, only to wake up one day and find out that they've shut down the entire business? They are exhausted. They are disappointed. Maybe that person was someone close to you. If we are being honest, it's probably me or you listening. That's why this topic today is so important for us to understand. Before you think of getting into any business, you have to have an understanding of that business first. Today, I want to talk about something that doesn't get enough attention in the entrepreneurial world. Not just liking an idea of the business, not just seeing other people succeed in that business, but truly understand what that business is going to require from you. Mentally, emotionally, financially, lifestyle-wise. Because there are some businesses that when you get into, you have to change your lifestyle. Because starting the wrong business or starting the right business for the wrong reason might cost you more than money. When I say having a deep understanding of the business that you want to go in for, I mean understanding what your everyday life is going to look like. What problems you'll be solving daily. What pressure you carry when things go wrong. It's when things go wrong. That's what we're talking about. You see, a business is not just what you sell. It is the life that you're going to sign to live. The idea versus the reality of the business. There's always an idea of a business. Yeah, I want to start a business. But there's also a reality of that business. When you start that business, the reality kicks in. The idea always looks glamorous. I want to start a business. I want to start a clothing line. It looks glamorous. Oh, I'm going to wear the clothes. I'm going to post them. People are going to buy them. Sounds good, right? When the reality hits, how do you post them? How do you set up your account? How do people pay you? How do you manage when you get people rushing, more people buying? How do you manage? At what point do you employ people? How do you trust the people you employ? That's when the reality kicks in. How do you manage your employees? The reality kicks in. How you manage. Do you understand that? If you want to go into a business, do you understand that part, the reality of that business? That's what we're talking about. You know, when you listen to people giving ideas of the kind of business they want to get into, it's always a success story. Oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, then I do this, and I make the money, then I do this. It's always easy and good. But when you get to the reality, you don't look at the mistakes that you're going to be making, the slow days, unexpected costs, and tough conversations that you're going to be having during this time that you're doing this business. You know, guys, I always make my videos and I always come with real life situations, right? Just imagine you waking up one day. I say, oh, I want to set up a hotel. Sounds good. I want to set up Pinowish Hotel. Yes, it sounds good. Oh, I want this to be like this. I want the chandelier to be like this. I want this marble floor. I want this. I want it to be like, like I want to be like the best 5-star hotel in the world. Right? And you've put everything together. Now the reality kicks in. When the first clients check in. Right? and they are opening the water or turning on the hot water and it's not coming up. That's when the reality kicks in. What do you do? How do you survive that? Reality kicks in when you have workers coming from different background and they're working together in one place and they have disagreements. How do you resolve that? That's reality kicking in. Reality kicks in when your business is kind of in Cameroon and they say there's 2 months goes down. 2 months. How do you survive those days? That's what I'm talking about. Reality kicks in. Those are the things that you have to understand when looking at starting a business. Because trust me, reality will kick in every part, in every dimension, in different section. There will be time where the light goes off, or Sonne have sent their light, or Sonne and whatever they call it, have sent light and there's high voltage and it's blow off things. Those things will happen when the reality kicks in. How do you manage the cost? How do you survive those things? That's what we are talking about. Understanding the business that you want to get into. What most people don't understand is that if you don't enjoy or at least tolerate the reality of the work, the business will eventually break you. You're going into a business with all the joy, with all the happiness, and that same business is what will break you. That's why we need to take our time to understand the business that we want to get into. Spend few months investigating that business. Spend few months listening to people who've done it. Doing your own research in every dimension. Does it fit your lifestyle? Is that you? Can you handle it? When things goes wrong, can you handle it? That's what you need to know. That's the most important part. Not just the idea of starting a business. That's why we are here today. This is going to be a very long video because I'm not stopping anytime soon. So just keep listening. But then you'll pick up one thing, 1 or 2 things that will help you in the business that you're planning to do, or even in the business that you're already doing. There are things that you listen from this video and it will help you because I'm going to give you a lot of examples. Now, I'm going to talk you through some few key areas where I believe everyone who is aspiring, every aspiring entrepreneur, every aspiring businessman or woman should know before starting a business. Okay? Before committing yourself to something that, as I said, I've made a mistake. But if I didn't have strength, I will not get to the end. The strength that I had, trust me, most people will not get to the end. They will stop. I knew what I went through. Most people will stop. Almost everybody around me gave up. Now, I'm not doing it anymore. But because I have a strong willpower, I took it to the end. And now, I learned through the process. If I have to do number 2, you'll be like, because I went through every pain, every cost. So let me just go through the key points that I want to talk about quickly so that the video is not too long. So the first thing that you should look at when you're looking into starting a business is the nature of the work. How does the work look like? Are they going to need you as a person 24/7? Or is it going to be something that you can just delegate and let someone do it? I'll give you guys an example, right? You set up a hotel. You don't have to be there. But then you have to understand the implication, the risk of not being there. If you're a smart person, you can create systems and train people and get them to run the hotel without you being there. But you have to be smart to do that. Otherwise, You will not see any money. You will not understand what's happening. So that's why I'm saying the nature of the business, you have to understand it. Do they need you full-time there? Or do they not need you? So when you understand that, and then you understand the level where you are, then you know where to place yourself, if that business is for you or not. I will never do a business that they need me 24/7, because I will not be there. I'm already working. I'm already engaged. Yeah. For 24/7 work. So there's no way I'm going to start a business and not putting systems in place where that business can run without me. So you have to know who you are and the nature of the business that you want to go in for. The second thing I'm going to talk about is the financial reality. And this is where many people get cut off. Starting a business without understanding the cost that you're going to incur to set up that business. Let's say you want to do residential apartment, Airbnb, and you want to build it from scratch. Let's just give an example, right? You want to build it from scratch. You've gone to a contractor and they've told you that this is what it's going to cost you to build that thing from scratch to finish. But they'll not tell you other costs. And there are other costs that will start coming in. Especially those investing in Africa, because we have to be honest here. Our contractors, we don't have those big businesses where in a business, there's a contractor. That contractor in that office, there's a finance person, there's a good architect, there's a good, like, how can I put it, health and safety person. There's someone who understands building and structures. Like, we don't have that system, right? I'm just giving an example of Cameroon. We don't have that system. So if you're going to build a house, you have to understand the problems that other people who've built houses face. You have to understand the environment that you're building at, right? You have to understand, is that place very cold? How does the walls get affected? I'm telling you guys this today. You have a contractor, right? Or you have, let me give an example of an electrician. Do you know that there are electricians in Cameroon that doesn't even know what kind of cable, the power, the level of cable that you have to put? If this building is taking this amount of light, they don't even know what level of cable goes to support that light. Do you know that you have electricians like that? And when you bring someone like that, they'll go to the shop, buy the cheapest cable, put it there, light up your house. The next minute overheating, the next minute bam, fire. Then you don't cause some again, no, you. Now, you will understand what is you, they call it. We understand they have their own issues. There's sometimes the workers. So we are still talking about the financial reality. Okay, you're going to set up a business. Let's say, fine, you want to set up a hotel. How long, realistically, are you going to take to make back the money that you've put in the hotel? That's what nobody tells you, right? You just jump into it. You want to build houses to rent out to other people? You spend big amount of money. You've bought this big land. You're building all these houses to put for rent. How much are they paying per month? What did you spend all together? That's why some people die without even enjoying the money that they've invested. Sometimes you invest, the amount of investment that you've put in is only your children that will start enjoying it. Because trust me, there's no way you make back that money, right? But then you have to be smart. I always say you have to be smart, because there's something about investment. You've bought the land. That land alone in 10 years time can give you all the money that you've invested in that place. That's why I say you have to be smart. You have to understand the financial reality of the business that you're setting up. If you don't understand that, then why are you getting into business? I wish I knew all these things. It's not like I did not know them. I knew them. But is that excitement? That's why they say you have a glamorous idea. The idea is sweet, it's nice. Is that excitement that everybody have? I want to start up a business. It's always sweet, isn't it? You go to your computer, you have a book. Those who like computers. But those who have like books, they start jotting down my plans. These are my targets, clients. You know, everything looks beautiful, looks simple. Success. All you see on that paperwork. It's success. Have you ever gone through a business plan and see failure? No. Every business plan, in 3 years' time, you start seeing lots of profit coming in. Because most of the business plans, when you read them, it's only smart people that see the reality and know that keep those figures aside. You're not going to make that. Because when reality kicks in, that's when you understand that you needed to understand the business before thinking of investing into it. Next thing is the skills required. What skills are required? I'm just going to be honest and real with this skill matter. So we're going to talk about the skills required in that business that you want to go into. And I want this particular skill topic to be so real, and I'll use more of myself to explain this bit, right? The reason why I'm succeeding in a hotel business, the reason why I can stay away for more than a year without visiting the business is because I'm very smart. I'm computer literate to the top level. There's no system in this world that you put in front of me for a day and I don't walk myself through. I've managed people, a lot of people. So I understand people management. I studied accountancy, not just accountancy. I went through ACCA. That's a chartered accountancy course. Where through that course, you learn business law, you learn IT, you learn financial management, you learn management accounting, you learn auditing, you learn tax. You learn ethics, you learn I don't even know where to get to. You learn marketing. One program takes you from start to finish of a business. So I have that advantage. And that's why most people who look at me, they go like, I don't know how you do it. I'm still doing my full-time work here. I look like somebody who doesn't own a hotel. But I spend almost every day managing them. Do you know why I could do that? Because I've studied a lot. I've gone through all of these processes. I've helped other businesses to set up their own processes. Because I've learned through all those things, systems. It was easy for me to take it and put it to mine. So, when it comes to running the business in general, that was like 1+1 for me. Where I faced difficulties when it comes to skill was building the hotel. I lacked building skills. Of course, I'm not a builder. But then I had a little bit of advantage because my husband had a lot of technical skills. And there were times where he's even correcting workers. And that helped us a lot. But I will not lie to you guys. I couldn't have done it without him in having that experience, having that skills. There were times where I wanted to give up. 1,000,000 times I wanted to give up. But with his skills, he helped. But then, it's not about the skills now. It's about you understand the skills. But then working with people who could listen to you. There are so many errors that we've made, and the errors are still looking at us just because people did not listen. If they had listened, that errors will not be there. Now we're thinking, okay, we need to change this. Probably in 2-3 years, let's make the money back. Then we'll change it. We couldn't have been there if they had listened. You see why understanding the skills required in a business is very important. But when it comes to running the hotel, trust me, trust me, put it anywhere. Before they even had a system, I created them a system with Excel. If they put one on the Excel, I see it. If they change one, I see it. I created them an online system where we see each other. Like whatever they're doing, I'm seeing. Whatever I'm doing, they're seeing. So I'm a good system person. Right? So that's how I use. I'm someone that loves to empower people. So I'll take you. You don't have to understand hotel, but I'll take you and I'll train you and I'll send you videos and I'll educate you and you'll become a hotel manager, a good one, better than those who've been to school. That's the advantage I have. But if you're going into a hotel business, do you have that knowledge? If you don't have it, my dear, don't do it. Look for something else. If you have it, go for it. I've heard so many people saying, if they tell you their stories, you'll never invest. Trust me, if you listen to stories from people, you'll never invest. But I'll say this, don't listen. Don't listen. You can listen to pick one or two things, but someone's story should not discourage you because you should know who you are. You should understand the skills that you have because I understood the skills that I had. I knew where it would be easier for me. Even when they were building, I always tell them, I say, people should just finish this building. Me, I just want to run a hotel. I want to manage this because I knew that's where my skills were. I knew that's what would make me happy. I knew that's what I'm good at. That's what I don't need to pay anyone to do because I can do it all, right? So whatever you're doing, whatever you're planning to get into, do you understand the skills required to do that? Now, if you don't understand it, you can buy skills. You can buy technical people. The problem now is those technical people, how much can you trust them that they are good at what they're doing? That's the problem. So let's try as much as we can to have at least a little bit of understanding, technical skills of whatever we're going to invest at, right? The next key area that I want to talk about is the emotional and mental load. Emotional and mental load. Yes. I know so many people rarely talk about things like this. Everybody's just running a business. Everybody's just going. Nobody will stand and tell you that, oh, this is too much. This is in my head. Nobody understand that. They just see them. Oh, this owner of this place. Oh, wow. That's it. You don't understand what's going in there. You don't think. You don't ask, are you okay? Like, how did you do this? I don't know how you do it. Oh, you just look at the good side, right? The emotional and mental load. Nobody talks about, nobody looks at it. Making decisions when you're tired. Being responsible when things go wrong. Carrying those pressure that you cannot share with anyone. Because leadership can be very lonely. Trust me. You sit in your office, you set up everything, you talk to this, talk to this. You're talking to everybody, but you're there, you're the leader, right? At one point, it's like you're always sitting in your office doing things. You're alone. You're lonely. Yes. So you need to ask yourself this question. Are you prepared to be the one who carries the weight when there's no one else to blame? Can you be that person? That's what starting a business is. Those are the things that you have to sacrifice. Those are the mental things. The load you carry. Can you carry that load? We need to look into that. If you cannot, then don't bother. If you can, oh, go ahead. The last topic I'm going to talk about, the last key point, is the lifestyle impact. We have to all agree. This is just reality, right? There are businesses that come with certain lifestyle. So every business creates its lifestyle. And you're going to fit into that lifestyle. That's part of succeeding in your business. You just have to align. The business aligns itself to its lifestyle. So your lifestyle aligns itself to this business as it grows. The question here is, Does this business support the lifestyle you actually want to live? If it's yes, fine, go ahead. If it's no, then start rethinking how you're going to manage it. If that's not the lifestyle you want to live, if you want to be, say, an event organizer, you have to understand that you have to be a friendly person. You have to be going out there supporting each other. You have to be a social person, right? Now, if you're not this person, how do you create events? Like, going to an event is something that is socializing. So you have to be an extremely social person to succeed in that business, right? Just as if you're creating a corporate business, you have to be seen as a corporate person. It's just, it aligns itself. You align yourself to that business. If you don't do it, it's not going to work. Now, I don't want to make this video too long. So I'm going to just look at why many businesses fail. I think the first reason that many businesses fail is because many people go into the business for the wrong reason. They tend to follow trend instead of understanding the business. They underestimated what that business is going to demand from them. When expectations don't match reality, frustration sets in. That's why you see some people are so frustrated. They don't know what to do because what they were expecting is not what the reality is. And when that frustration keeps coming all the time, what happened? You quit. And that's why people fail in business, because the frustration keeps chasing them. They keep getting frustrated in everything that they do. Why do they get frustrated? In the beginning. At the beginning, they went into that business for the wrong reason. And that's why they quit. That's why businesses fail. The next point, which is so important as well, is test your idea on a small scale. Now, if you want to build a hotel, let's say you want to build a hotel and you want to do 40 rooms. Why not start? Build 20 rooms. Put them out there. Set up a system with that 20 room. You're testing the business on a small scale. If it works, you expand easily. If it doesn't work, you've learned, but you haven't lost a lot of money. So testing your business, you're going to a clothing line. You don't just go and buy billions of clothes and store somewhere, because you're going to be paying for storage. You're going to have all those clothes, and who is buying them? You end up with them. At the end of the day, what do? You put them all together, auction them to someone, because you did not test that business in a small scale. The reason why you test in a small scale is because if it doesn't work, your loss is not as big as those who are testing a business, just going all out there. Okay, this is very important to save money. It's okay to fail, but we don't want the failure to hit on us too much. We don't want the failure to stop us from living. So we have to make sure, even if we're failing, we can accommodate the failure. It's something accommodating. You want to go into the movie industry, do a first movie, see how it goes, see if it sells. If it sells, fine. If it doesn't sell, walk out. You've just lost the cost of one movie. You want to go into a movie industry and someone has written you 5 scripts and you jump in straight away, you're shooting 5 movies. You know what that happened? When it fails, you lost money for 5 movies. That's why you start a business by testing small scale. And the last most important point, you have to be honest with yourself about your strength and your weaknesses. You have to be honest, right? I've told you guys where my weaknesses were when I was building a hotel. And I've told you guys where my strengths are. My strength is my strength. Everybody knows my strength. Even the people that I'm working with, even when I go to buy a system, all I'll say, oh, talk me through your system. Okay, I need this. I'm the one telling them. I need to be able to see this. I need to be able to do this. I need to... Straight away, they know that this woman, don't mix her when it comes to system. When it comes to data, managing data, looking at what we've done, Nobody can, that one, don't even, in fact, don't even worry about it, right? If you wake me up now and tell me, Grace, 2025, how much money did you make? I'll tell you. How much cost? I'll tell you. How much profit? I'll tell you. That's where my strengths are. Setting systems. Booking.com, managing it on a daily basis. Always on the phone. Simple, right? Those things, I don't even look at it as work because it's just my general normal talent. Those are the things I used to do on Facebook. Just post my pictures, text. So I feel like, okay, now I feel good because I'm not just doing those things on Facebook, but I'm using those skills, being fast on sorting things out. I'm using them for my own business. That's a skill. That's a good thing. Preparation doesn't kill dreams. It protects them. Take your time. Prepare whatever you're planning to do this year. Take your time. Prepare. Anything that you prepare will go well. You protect yourself because during that preparation, you're checking on so many things. You're investigating so many things. You're crossing off some mistakes that you were supposed to make. You're putting them aside. You're saving money. It takes a little bit of time, but it will protect your dream. So take this very serious. So some few things you should ask yourself, like if you want to go into business, why do I really need a business? Why? You have to answer that question. Also, you have to ask yourself, I'm going to this business. I know business idea is so beautiful. What if it takes longer for me to be successful than I was expecting? Are you still going to have that energy? Are you still going to have that same energy? That's what you ask yourself. And that's why at this point in time, I'm going to tell you guys something. This is where they say it's important to do something that you like. Because most people that holds a business longer are people who are doing what they love. The business makes them happy. It gives them comfort. It gives them joy. I love work. I love managing. I love leading. Trust me, there's nothing that gives me joy than Pinot Richard. So, it gives me joy. I'll not lie to you people. I love leading. I love setting systems. I love training people. I love empowering people. So anybody working there should be happy because they're not leaving that place the way they came. They are living there powerful. They are living there more intelligent. They are living there understanding, professionalism. Even those that do not believe they will be professional, when they go to Pinot Ridge Villa, they know how to be professional. Unless I'm not there, I don't even need to be there. I'm not even there, but I see them. Only a word that someone will say, I'll start mentoring them. That's just who I am. I love leadership. I love to manage. I've managed people's businesses and they're succeeding. So I wanted mine because I wanted to manage mine and put all this knowledge into it so that I can make that money for myself. And that's what I'm doing. Now you also, some people do businesses because of recognition and the rest. Another thing you have to ask yourself, if there's no one watching you in this world, will you sit in your home and do that business? Yes, answer that question. If it's yes, go for it. If it's no, then think twice. So to conclude on this topic, this is what I want you guys to take home, right? If you go for the right business, you can easily transform your life. And if you go for the wrong business, it will drain all your energy, all your finances. Even your confidence is going to go. Trust me. People have gone into businesses and they've taken them from 100 to 0 because they failed. Mentally, it drains. We're trying to say, please don't rush to make a decision. If you want to go into a business, don't rush because the effect is a lot. Not just financially, but mentally. Don't follow trend blindly. And the last thing I'm going to say before closing this topic, Please don't confuse passion with preparedness. You might have a passion to do something, but if you're not prepared, don't do it. Wait until you're prepared. Take your time, do your research, understand the business. Don't just do something because you're passionate about it. I love wearing clothes. I love dressing up. But you've never seen me starting a clothing line, right? Grace to greatness. Bye.